G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. This will be my Knackers Yard. My hands are shaky this morning, what's going on? Yeah, welcome to a lazy Sunday. I'm going to have a lazy Sunday. By way of update, I'm just really going to tinker through stuff. I believe, I can't quite remember, I believe at the last end of the last upload I said I was going to take the head off, get it all back on and then drop you back in, but I thought I'd show you something. So, heads off. Hammer's there holding the cam chain so I don't have to dig it out the base. This is the head gasket that I took off, that I had put on. It's the one that I trimmed because it had all of the Seca bits, not Seca bits, YVCS, I can't remember, the extra airflow model into the carbs. So, you know, I trimmed off bits that stuck out here and here. I'd also have to sort the ends out now. My assumption was that because it was the wrong one, you can see the one that it is will fit, but it is properly chewed up around those edges. Which way was it up? It was that way up, I think. Now you can see, you know, oil on some of the surfaces. I mean, so I think that's where it was leaking from, although I can't be sure, and frankly I'm not changing it because it was leaking. I'm changing it because I got that far down to piss around with. Yeah, it needed doing, and I needed to put the right one in. So this is the one that's come out. This is the one that's going in. It does seem thinner on the old Badgers. It is the same thickness, I'm sure, but you know, around the pistons it seems larger than that one. But this was in a set, and it was quite a cheap set. The bit that didn't come in the set though is the gasket that goes in there. Now it depends, actually, if you look at the manual picture, which is cunningly underneath, it's like I prepped it, you know, it looks like it goes up and in. If you look at other versions it goes down and in. I'm still not sure. My gasket kit didn't come with one of those, so I reused it, but look at the fucking state of it. I looked at it and thought, you slack bastard. So if it was leaking from anywhere, it was probably from that. Now I've ordered a new one. Now they're fucking hard to get hold of. You know, my initial costs were sort of 110 quid and 80 quid, but I found a new old stock one for 20 quid, so that's coming in the week. So there's no point doing any of that until that's here. Fundamentally, but that was annoying. I don't know, I've looked at all the seal sets and none of them come with it, and the manual does specifically. Look at the state of that. Yeah, none of the seal sets come with it, and yet it does make a point in the book of saying don't forget it. So yeah, effectively that goes, you know, in for the cam chain guide seal, I think it is. Anyway, one of those on order. Other stuff. Got a handlebar. I went through. I thought it was. I didn't think it was going to be quite so straight, frankly. But nice straight bar on it. We'll see how that looks. That's just a straight on and off of all the bits. I was just getting fed up, frankly, with looking at the rental ones. But I'm not in a rush to do that. That'll happen whenever. It's also black, which will help get rid of that Goldie of the fake rental that's on there that I really don't like. I may do that today. I may not. The bit that I do want to have a go at though, and I was thinking about it last night, I was thinking, is there any reason why I can't check the cam seals, the valve clearances off the bike? Because this is so much easier. If I got this right first time, I wouldn't be arsing around in the first place. So what I'm going to do is, what can I do? The questions are on the zeros. So, and a couple of you guys have pointed out, I thought I explained it, God, that sounded a little bit fucking up my own arse, didn't it? I thought I'd made it clearer when I was talking through on the last upload that I don't know. And that's the fact that if you're looking, you know, if it's 0 and I've got a 275 in, the book says 260. But then actually, could actually be a 260, would still leave 0. So I need to range in a bit before I can be certain. So I have the right shims to do at least the inlet side. So at least the inlet. No, I wish I'd put those the right way around, but you know, inlet, exhaust, where the exhaust plugs in. I confused myself, and a couple of you guys pointed it out and said, "Oh, you put it in the wrong box." One of you then edited it and went, "No, you fixed it." Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot at the best of times. What I can do, though, what I can also do while I'm here, is orientate these correctly so that I can actually get to the shims once I've got everything in. It's also a good confidence check that the buckets are nice and free moving, lubricated, etc. You know, there's no grunting or grinding. It's just a nice simple shimmy round. A few of you guys might be wondering why I'm working with the seal still in, because obviously it's glued. She's got sealant on the plastic edges at the end there, and I'm just going to leave it. I think I can work around it. I should replace it, but frankly, we'll see. If it does leak, it's the easiest thing in the world to replace because it's only under one box. It's only under the lid. Right, I'm going to dig out the all of the shims, have them in some sort of numerical order on the table, or on the bench, just so that I can do a bit of swapping and changing. I do have some very, very thin ones, but only like in, you know, one of, but at least, you know, if I'm going to put, no, I'm looking at the wrong side. I'll put the 260s across into here. I'll put one of them as a 230, just to see how it works, and then see what we end up with. So let me sort my shimmies out into some sort of order, and I'll whip those ones out, and then we'll start. I'll drag you back in as I start plugging in what I've got to see if I'm even close. Right, okay, I've done a load of testing. Now, bearing in mind these had 275s in it, and they were showing 0 gaps. So, you know, the assumption is 260. Yeah, okay. Now, what I do have is a load of 265s, so I've banged those in and done the tests again. And what I've ended up with is, yes, correct, that is a 260 on one. Yes, correct, that is a 260 on two. 3 and 4 are fine on 265s. So it just goes to show that if you get 0 gap, it's actually really fucking difficult to therefore work out what it takes. You need something to work with. If you've got nothing to work with at all, it leaves you really blank. So that's 265s there. Excuse me, I can't do the exhaust side because I'm looking at around 245s, 250s. I don't have those. They're the ones I've had to order. But what I am going to do is test them on this setup, i.e. on the bench, dry. So thanks to Rick for this. In fact, I'd say thanks to Rick for the suggestion. He did give the suggestion, and yet it was spooky. That morning, drinking my tea, I was there thinking, I must wonder if I can do this a simpler way rather than do it on the bike. I have had a go with this, the shim tool. Frankly, in this setup, it's easier just to whip them on and off than it is to do that and do it a bit of a twist and do this. So just you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 bolts off, cut it out, swip them around, give it another go. Right, so we're there. So I'm now confirmed this is exactly what I need. I think I've addressed the issue of trying to work out what shim you need when you have 0 clearance at all. And you guys suggesting we're bang on, you know, chuck in your lowest one and work it from there. You need a value to work from. So I'm now good. I now know that they're fine, they're done. I need 260s for those which I don't have, and I will have a look at what the others come at when they come in. Right, that's that confirmed. I'm burning goodwill with the good lady, so I'm not going to swap over the handlebar as yet. What else have I been? I have been painting. So the headlight was like scrappy, chrome. That's the word I'm looking for. So I've given that a damn good. My apologies there. Critically low battery destroyed me. What was I saying? I scuffed down, derusted, and painted up the headlight, and I'll drop a picture down the bottom so you can see, you know, progress so far. I'm gonna need to leave it to cure, and a decent cure before I do anything with it, but it looks better than it did. I'm not sure that's going to be the end state. I do like the original headlight. I have been offered a funky LED one, which I may go for. I don't know, but for the moment, it's about, for one, keeping costs down, keeping a little bit of originality within it, because other bits are changing. But you know, it fits and it works, or it fitted and it worked before I started to piss around with it too much anyway. But yeah, that'll be, you know, next weekend. I'll probably bolt that in and have a look. When the shims arrive, I'll have a bit of a play and see where I am. I will do the testing on the bench before it goes anywhere near the bike. Right, that'll do me. Thanks very much all, and I'll catch you later. Ta-da.